Thank you all for watching my presentation. I'll be discussing Judy Burgoon's theory of expectancy violations. To begin, I'll go ahead and give you all the definition of the theory. According to Judy Burgoon and her colleague Gerald Hale, the nonverbal expectancy violations model posits that people hold expectations about the nonverbal behaviors of other people. This means that when people violate other people's expectations or their expectancies, the violation of the expectation can be viewed as either positive or negative. Positive or negative evaluation of an expectation is based on three factors. First of all, it's based on the initial expectation held by the first person. Another factor that affects positive or negative evaluation is the violating behavior itself. A third factor that affects positive or negative evaluation is the first person's view of the violator. Let me go ahead and give you a real-world example of this type of situation. My sister and I both live in an apartment together here in Lynchburg. We both work at Liberty. I work in the Military Affairs Department. When I get off of work after working 8 hours answering phones all day, and I know that my sister's been at home all day, when I'm driving home from work, it would be normal for me to expect that she would have dinner on the table by the time I get home. I've been at work all day, she hasn't been at work all day, she knows when I get off of work. It would be normal and natural for me to expect that dinner would be ready by the time I get home. However, if I get home and dinner has not been prepared, and if I go into my sister's room and she's still in bed, that is a negative violation of my expectation, and that will likely result in a negative communication between my sister and me. Conversely, if I get off of work and I'm driving home from work and I expect that dinner will not be on the table, even though my sister's been home all day, and I get home and dinner is on the table, that's a positive violation of my expectation, and that will likely result in a positive interaction between my sister and me. Hopefully that example helps provide some more understanding for you on the general basics of this theory. Not all communication theories are especially practical in the real world setting. A lot of communication theories are highly complex and best left studied by communication scholars alone. However, the benefit of expectancy violations theory is that it is very practical in the real world. I'm going to give you three contexts in which expectancy violations theory has been studied and applied in the real world. First of all, this theory has been studied in the realm of education. One study conducted by Anderson attempted to analyze how an instructor's gender and ethnicity affects students' expectations of the instructor, and Anderson also attempted to understand how students' violations are either positively or negatively violated based on instructors' gender and ethnicity. In addition to Anderson's study, two other researchers, Cormer and Patel, conducted a study and concluded that students who go into a course with higher expectations of an instructor generally view the instructor more favorably than do students who have lower expectations of the instructor in the course, because generally students with a lower expectation view the instructor less favorably. In addition to the realm of education, expectancy violations theory has also been studied in the realm of social media, particularly in regard to Facebook. According to Fife and his colleagues, even though Facebook hasn't necessarily been around for a very long time, Facebook users have still managed to create social norms that they expect other Facebook users to adhere to. Two examples of such social norms on Facebook are, for example, not competing with other people to see who has the most Facebook friends. That's a social norm that Facebook users have determined is uncouth. Another social norm that Facebook users expect of other Facebook users is to not discuss in depth your stalking behaviors. Everyone stalks other people on Facebook. We all know other people stalk each other on Facebook. However, the social norm that Facebook users have created is to not discuss the specifics of your stalking behavior. In addition to education and social media, expectancy violations theory has also been studied in a number of other contexts, one of which being in the realm of forgiveness and apologies, which was studied by Childs and Roloff. These researchers discovered that, in general, people expect that their apologies will be accepted by the person who is offended. Therefore, people who go into a situation expecting to have their apology, or people go into a forgiveness situation expecting that their apology will be accepted by the offended party. Therefore, if the offended party does not accept the apologizer's apology, the apologizer's expectation is negatively violated and most likely will result in negative emotional and psychological behavior. Like any other communication theory, expectancy violations theory has both strengths and weaknesses. One strength of this theory is the fact that it's very useful in a variety of settings. I just finished discussing how it's been successfully applied in the realms of education, social media, and forgiveness settings or forgiveness situations. However, those are just three of many settings and contexts in which expectancy violations theory has been successfully applied to help people understand unknown behavior. Another strength of this theory is the fact that it's very easy to understand by non-communication scholars. In addition, this theory does also present a couple weaknesses. The first weakness that I identified of this theory is the fact that the theory doesn't necessarily provide a solution to the problems that it identifies. What I mean by this is, this theory identifies that sometimes people's expectations are negatively violated. However, even though it identifies this problem, the theory does not provide any solutions for when expectations have been negatively violated, nor does it provide any recommendations for how to avoid negative violations of expectations. One final weakness that I discovered when studying this theory was actually presented by Judy Burgoon and Gerald Hale in their 1988 journal article. They stated that there are inconsistent findings across studies that have applied expectancy violations theory, and Judy Burgoon even stated that this theory does need to be studied more so that more consistent findings can be reached. In conclusion, I found that this theory is highly applicable to a number of different fields and areas of study, which makes expectancy violations theory highly useful in the study of interpersonal communication. Thank you all very much for watching my presentation. I hope you have a great night.